While more updates were introduced throughout the F1 field in Miami, some major packages are expected at the Spanish Grand Prix. And, as of now, roughly half of the grid is making changes to their cars for the race at the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya, in the hopes of improving their performance. So without further ado, let's look at which teams are bringing which upgrades and how they're expected to shape the fights down the grid. Red Bull. Under the technical direction of Adrian Newey, the Milton Keynes-based team will launch a significant package in Spain. This should not only improve the RB18's aerodynamic performance, but also continue the weight-saving process begun in Imola, with a lighter floor, which saved around 4 kilograms. The obvious goal is to reduce the car's weight by another 7 kilograms, bringing Red Bull closer to the 798 kilogram minimum weight limit. As part of this process, a slew of components were redesigned, but not just on an aerodynamic level. Many details, both related to the car's unsprung parts, such as the hub carriers and elements of the power unit, specifically the cooling system, i.e. the heating exchangers and radiators, would have been overhauled while maintaining the same heat exchange. Aerodynamic changes are expected to the diffuser and the leading edge of the floor. Changes to the rear wing, particularly around the end plates, should not be overlooked. As a result, rivals will be watching closely when the updates are applied to the RB18, not only to understand the new areas Newey and his team are focused on, but also to assess the financial impact of the package, keeping in mind the budget cap. In Miami, rumours circulated that the team had already used up 75% of their development budget for the season, which Red Bull have denied. That would have meant spending around $27 million out of a budget of just under $36 million. However, Red Bull's aero developments have been solely focused on bodywork and the evolution of front and rear wings, depending on the specific load requirements of the various circuits since the start of the season, and more specifically, the first test in Barcelona. Aside from that, the only other change was the previously mentioned floor redesign, which was intended to reduce weight. Other CNC machined elements were made lighter, but the financial impact was only in the tens of thousands of dollars. According to media sources, Red Bull has used no more than 18% of their development budget so far. In fact, it appears that the Barcelona package will not be Red Bull's largest of the season. It's thought that they're already planning major aero changes for Silverstone in early July. Ferrari. Ferrari is set to unveil its first major update package at the Spanish Grand Prix after Formula One Championship rival Red Bull gained ground on them at Imola and Miami. Since a new floor was introduced during pre-season testing, Ferrari has barely changed its car, whereas Red Bull has introduced aerodynamic and weight-saving upgrades since new side pods and a new floor appeared at the second test. Contrary to the expectations prior to Miami, Ferrari has limited development on their F175 to new front and rear wings with a low-load configuration suitable for the high-speed track. In fact, the floor design seen briefly at the Pirelli test following the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix did not appear in any of the free practice sessions. As a result, the final version of this floor is expected to arrive at the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya with significant changes to the side edge profile. According to sources, it will also include new skids that will be placed diagonally next to the Venturi channels to replicate the porpoising solution used by Red Bull since the season's start. In addition, the diffuser's central section should match what Charles Leclerc trailed in first practice in Australia, optimizing the extraction of airflow from beneath the car. This factor should ensure the performance Ferrari lacked in Miami. Last time out, the gap between Ferrari and Red Bull was not only due to the RB18's superior efficiency on the straights, but also to the F1 unexpected 75's weakness in the slow sections. Ferrari's degradation on their medium compound tyre was especially severe, and it was only partially exacerbated by the low grip tarmac. The reason why is that it's something that we need to assess and understand. And in fact, I believe it's that they have got upgrades in the last races that have made their car simply faster, said team principal Matteo Binotto. The upgrades come at an important time for Ferrari because while the F175's initial specification was good enough to compete for pole position at every race, it has fallen behind the lighter upgraded RB18 in race trim. but Ferrari may have the answer, as motorsport.com reports that the F175 will take to the track at the Spanish Grand Prix after a crash dire of its own. The report stems from team principal Matteo Binotto confirming the arrival of a higher load rear wing for the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya, which is typical for this track, but he added intrigue when he said, "I don't know the colour, I'm thinking about it." According to the report, as part of a Barcelona package designed to save 2 to 3 kilograms of weight, Ferrari can account for 700 grams by modifying its paint, specifically by removing the clear coat layer that gives the red car the sheen we see today. Many teams have already identified paint as a quick weight loss strategy, with Aston Martin, Red Bull, Williams, McLaren and Mercedes all opting to leave areas of carbon fibre bare. Ferrari will go for victory at the Spanish Grand Prix, launching what is expected to be a lighter and faster F175, despite the fact that the Scuderia has not won here since Fernando Alonso took the checkered flag in 2013. Alpine. The first phase of the new 2022 season and regulations belonged firmly to Ferrari and Red Bull, with those teams accounting for all 5 race wins, 2 for Ferrari's Charles Leclerc and 3 for Red Bull's Max Verstappen. However, with the upcoming Spanish Grand Prix kicking off the European leg of the season, along with a Canadian GP, several teams are planning to unveil their first major upgrade package of the season. And team principal Otmar Szafnauer confirmed that Alpine will be bringing some new parts to the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya, while also indicating where Alpine will introduce additional upgrades in the future. All of this, he hopes, will keep the team on an upward trajectory after scoring 26 points in the first 5 races. There are parts for Spain, which is the 6th race. There will be parts 2 races later in Baku, and at the 10th race in Silverstone, it will be a constant flow of evolutions. Alpine is confident heading into the Spanish Grand Prix, with Szafnauer believing that the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya is a track that will suit their car. It has also established itself as a pre-season testing venue, with the variety of sections giving each team a good overall picture of their car's strength. So, if Alpine can perform well here, according to Szafnauer, a team can then be strong in most places. "I expect the Alpine to be strong in Barcelona. It's a circuit that suits us, and a lot of people say that if you're strong in Barcelona, you'll be strong in most places." Aston Martin. The Aston Martin Formula One car will receive a significant update at the Spanish Grand Prix, with the first major change aimed at resolving the car's chronic porpoising issue. The team has had a disappointing start to the 2022 season and is only trailed by Williams in the Constructors' Championship. In addition to exceeding the weight limit, the Aston Martin has had to run at a higher ride height to alleviate the bouncing problem that plagued its original design, which has cost it downforce. Team principal Mike Crack stated that in Australia that upgrades expected to have a significant impact on the car's performance should arrive in a couple of races, which is set to be next weekend in Spain. These changes include a new floor, though it is unclear whether the previously rumoured side pod redesign, which would move away from the wide pods with a significant undercut, will be included. In Miami, Sebastian Vettel said, "We have a big package coming in Barcelona. We know it's not yet a massive step in terms of performance, so we will see. I'm looking forward to the updates." Aston Martin's only score of the season is a double points finish in the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, though Vettel appeared to be on track to add 1 or 2 points in Miami before colliding with Mick Schumacher late in the race. The Aston Martin was more competitive in the United States despite the fact that the car was unchanged from Imola, where it had its first change related to key floor problems. Aston Martin moved the outboard stay forward at Imola to stiffen that section of the floor and reduce deflection to reduce ground contact. Aston Martin's key development priorities this year have been to stop car porpoising and reduce weight. Alfa Romeo. Valtteri Bottas of Alfa Romeo had a fire in Friday's qualifying and missed the entire Saturday FP2 session while his chassis was replaced. And in Florida, the Finn had a big crash in FP1 and again skipped FP2 due to a lack of time to repair the car. Despite the obvious sacrifices, Bottas finished 5th at Imola and was way on his way to 5th in Miami when he ran wide, collided with the wall and allowed both Mercedes drivers to pass him. As a result, team principal Fred Vasseur is hoping that in Barcelona the team will not have to face another major repair job and will be able to get some decent track time with its new C42 updates. I would love to have a more easy weekend, something very calm with good sessions. Honestly, I think that it's so tight that nobody can say that we are P4, P5, P6. We just have to be focused on our job to continue to develop the car. We will have a big update next week in Barcelona, the next race. We have to focus on this. We have to be focused on the production of parts because it's a crucial issue for us now. And just to be focused on yourself, not to think about P5, P6 and P7. When asked about the package, he said, "For sure, the floor is key into the performance, and I think everybody's working a lot on this. But you will see on Thursday, with the FIA's declaration, it's not just the floor." Zevi Pujola, Alfa Romeo technical director, also expects performance gains from the updates, but acknowledges that rivals will also bring developments to Barcelona. I will not go into details, but there is more performance overall, so we'll see. And we'll have to see what our competitors bring. Probably quite a lot of updates will get brought to Barcelona. With the performance we have got, at least with our updates, we can maintain the performance we've got relative to our direct competitors, and if not, to increase the advantage. Now, everyone will bring updates, but I can't say we're in a more comfortable position because we've got an advantage to them. Now it will be a case of who brings the bigger, more efficient updates. There we go. Half of the grid is bringing updates, and a total reshuffle of the status quo is possible. At the front, Ferrari will look to use the floor and wing upgrades to regain the momentum they lost recently, while Red Bull will try to prevent them from doing so. The suspense continues in the midfield with Alfa Romeo and Alpine vying for a speed advantage over McLaren and AlphaTauri. And in the back, Aston Martin is attempting to break out of their 2022 slump. It's all shaping up to be a very exciting Grand Prix. What are your thoughts on the team bringing upgrades to Spain? Which of them will benefit the most from their additions? We'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, and don't forget to click the bell button to be notified of future videos.